everybody. Good evening, everyone. Please hit that like button as you come in. Please hit that like button. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Please hit that like button as you come in. Please hit that like button, everybody. How is everyone doing? Please hit that like button as you come in. Happy Monday. I hope you've had a wonderful day so far. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. Please hit that like button as you come in. So, we do have quite a few things to talk about. I want to talk about Wendy and her mom. I want to talk about how Toya embarrassed Eugene. I want to talk about some other things like Cynthia. Well, technically, it ain't even Cynthia at this point. Hi, Red Crawford. Hello, good evening, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. I hope you are doing well. But yeah, I do want to talk about Peter. Thomas had something to say about Cynthia. So we will talk about that. I have some other things to share with you guys, some Potomac news. So we will get into all of that. I just ask that you please hit that like button as you come in. Don't be stingy with the likes. Um, but yeah, and also share the live so that other people can join. Okay, so what should I start with? Married to Medicine or Real Housewives of Potomac? Please put it in the chat. What should I start with? Hi, Tommy. Good evening. Good evening. Um, okay, guys, what should I start with? Potomac or Married to Medicine? I'm gonna let y'all tell me what y'all think in the chat, and then whichever one has the most views, um, I will definitely talk about that first. Hello, D. Good evening. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Good evening. Happy Monday. Tomi says, please hit the like button as you join in. Let's get up to 10 likes. Okay. So Dee wants us to talk about Potomac. Tomi wants us to talk about Potomac. Okay. So Potomac it is. Okay, guys, Potomac I thought was interesting. Okay. I feel like this is probably the first really good episode that we have gotten. Ooh, Red Crawford also wants us to talk about Potomac. Okay, Potomac it is. I feel like this is probably, ooh, Deborah also wants Potomac. Okay, looks like it's a consensus. Everybody wants us to talk about Potomac. I completely understand because Potomac was crazy. I think Potomac and Married to Medicine was nuts, in my opinion. I don't know what's in the water for this episode, but something was definitely going on. So I personally feel like the big thing that really happened in Potomac was Wendy and her dad and Wendy and her mom. Now, it's going to be a question and answer session, and I want you guys to be really tuned in. Who do you think was at fault, Wendy or Wendy's mom? Put it in the chat. Who do you think was at fault? Wendy's mom or Wendy? Or both? Red Crawford says exactly. Yes, like Married to Medicine was crazy. Potomac was crazy. It's like they both said, this latest episode we're going to bring out must be nuts. And then they went ham. But yeah, who do you think was at fault? Wendy's mom or Wendy? I'm going to leave y'all to bring that up. In the meantime, I think I might have to show some clips because, or at least one clip, because I feel like the people need to see what's going on, honey. The people need to see what is going on. Okay, so it looks like we have different views. This is interesting. D says Wendy's mom. Okay. And then Tommy says Wendy. Okay, I love it. Can you guys tell me why you think it's so? Tommy, tell me why you think it's Wendy. D, tell me why you think it's Wendy's mom. Because I think you guys are onto something. And I definitely want to know your views before I say what mine is. But don't worry, I already know what I'm saying, but I'm very curious to see what you guys both think independently. So Tommy says, y'all, we're on 6 likes. Let's get to 10 likes. Yes, please. Let's hit it up. Get it up to 10 likes so that other people can know we're live and other people can join in as well. So please hit that like button. Let's not be stingy with the likes, please and thank you. So it's interesting that D thinks is Wendy's mom, Tommy thinks is Wendy. I can almost guess why Tommy thinks is Wendy. I can almost guess why Tommy thinks is Wendy. Tommy, do you want to come up and say your 2 cents? Let me know if you want to come up. I'll put the link in if you want to join in. Also, this goes for anyone. If anyone wants to join in to say their 2 cents on this, I definitely think this is probably the right time. Because Wendy and Wendy's mom, let me see if I can get a good clip for y'all that we can play together so we can have it fresh in our minds before we talk about it. Okay, let me just have a quick look. Okay, let's see what Tommy thinks. Tommy thinks, I think it's Wendy because I get that she wants to rekindle with her dad, but that does not eliminate the hurt he put her mom through. Constantly talking about and defending him triggered her. Ooh, ain't that a word? Okay, let's see what D thinks. D says it's Wendy's mom's fault from way back. She shouldn't project her hate for her ex onto Wendy. Let Wendy forgive him so she can move on. Very, very interesting. Okay. I personally think it's both of them. I think they're both at fault for different things. And I want to play the clip so that we can, if we watch it together, I can pause it at different points and then give my feedback. Let me just get the clips out. Actually, let me get the clips. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Last time you guys were here, we talked a little bit about, you didn't even let them sit down. You didn't even let them sit down. You didn't even let them, give them a minute. They are trying to eat, Wendy. Give them a second. Let the people sit down. Let them enjoy their food. You did not even let them sit down. You went straight into it. And I'm just like, there has to be a level of sensitivity there. Because Wendy knows that her mom does not seat for her dad, and rightfully so. But she didn't even she did not care. All she cared about was, oh, I want to be cool with dad. And I get that. But at the same time, you need to have some empathy for your mother, who had to be the one to raise 4 children by herself, working 4 jobs, like she said, just to raise you.
Dad, and we talked about my relationship with him.
Her mom Literally, you could just see her mom's facial expression changing. That mom was like, here we go again with the BS. Here we go again with the BS. The thing that is always the saddest here is the parents that stays somehow for some reason, right? The child will always long for the parent that wasn't there. Always. And so it's like sometimes you can feel like everything, all your effort for that child is being minimized. They don't even give a dang about your feelings. All they care about is they want the love and affection from the other parent. But I guess that's where you have to like take a step back and like it's, at the end of the day, you're the mom, right? Take a step back. Although Wendy is grown now, I think her mom is partly responsible for the way she is. Absolutely. And I'll definitely come back to that because I think there's a lot that we can uncover and talk about on that one. When has Wendy constantly said positive things about her dad? To be fair, Wendy usually in the past, she's always kind of framed it in a way that's never really made it very clear that her mom was a single mom, to be honest. She's kind of always framed it like, oh, my parents. Even I think in a confessional, she even first said her parents and then she did later changed it to her mom. I think Wendy has probably always been that child that has always longed for the affection of her dad. Exactly. And her mom even spoke about how he didn't even show up to see his grandkids when they traveled. Wendy seems blind to the BS. Exactly. And this is the thing, right? Sometimes when someone has hurt you so much and it seems like your child doesn't even give a dang, even though you were the present parent, it's like there is nothing there really.
Hurt because I didn't get to see dad.
He's miserable. Oh God, this is gonna be a long talk. Let me have this.
It's not gonna be long. I just want to let you know I called dad.
So that's the first thing. She's like, oh, this is going to be a long talk. Let me sit down. And then she's like, oh, it's not going to be long. I just want to tell you da da da. Now, culturally, Tommy corrects me if I'm off base, but culturally, most parents, most African parents, Nigerian parents will feel like, yeah, nah, you are out of order for that. But
I'm really happy I did. He was very warm, very apologetic, and very optimistic about the future. So it was a great conversation. I'm really happy I called him.
I don't know. As long as you feel good about it. I just don't want you to get your hopes up.
I'm not, though.
Okay. Because he's notorious for being a disappointment. Don't.
I completely get where the sister is coming from because it's like if this man has shown you constantly that this is who he is, he will never ever be a consistent father. Then it's like it's a little bit annoying if you're constantly be like, oh, I called him, and then you seem delusional about the fact that he's going to suddenly be a good parent now. Right. And so I get where her sister is coming from, where her sister says, you know what, I just don't want you to get your hopes up. And I think that is very, very important. Now, it does go left.
Put him on a pedestal that he's going to be that dad. Because he's just not. Yes, he gave birth to you, but he is not like going to be that.
Mommy was pissed when she heard he gave birth to you. She was like, nah, I pushed you out. What you mean he gave birth to you?
Fatherly, you know what I mean?
I gave birth to her.
Correct.
I was the one in labor, in pain.
Right.
Okay?
African mothers will never let you forget how much pain they were in labor, honey. They ain't never gonna let you get away from that. Do you know how long I carried you and how long the labor was? They ain't never gonna let you forget that. That is for sure. For sure.
He was just a freaking sperm donor.
Last time you guys were...
Sperm donor.
Well, y'all were married, so I don't think it's...
This is where I feel like Wendy lost the plot. Wendy, it would not have gotten the way it got if Wendy did not make that statement. Just because you want to be cool with your dad does not mean that you minimize the experience that your mom had with the father. That does not mean that it minimizes the experience, for crying out loud. And I hate when people do that. It's okay for you to now want a relationship with your daddy, but you're not about to then be upset about me calling him a sperm donor if that is all he did. All he did was provide the sperm and he was out, never was there to take care of you. If she had left you the way your dad left you, then what is going to happen? What would have happened to you? Where would you have ended up? And so I get where the mom is coming from. Now, I don't support the crasher. Let's be clear. I'm going to get into the mom in a second. But at this point, I see where it's went left. Because, Wendy, why are you taking up for the man being called a sperm donor? When in reality, all he has done is deposit the sperm. He has not taken care of you. You've not seen him in 20 years. That man was not there for you. He was not there throughout your life, for a huge chunk of your life. I don't even think she even referenced, I don't even think she even referenced the whole growing up. And whether or not he was there, I doubt he was there because it sounds like she was the one carrying all the load and stuff. So let me read some comments. Dee says, Wendy has shown that greedy woman that's always looking for a moment, plenty of empathy. Dee does not like the woman. She probably longs for affection from her dad because she didn't get it from her mom. Absolutely. But she's not going to get it from her dad either. Let's be clear. That dad could not even say he missed her. He basically said, I had missed you in the past or something like that. So he didn't say, I missed you straight up. Because a lot of them struggle with affection, struggle with emotions. That's how a lot of these African parents of that generation were raised. So I don't think she would have had a better experience with her mom, with her dad either, to be completely frank with you. Most African parents would be triggered with the way she was speaking honestly. Absolutely. But it's not even about the way she was speaking honestly. I think it's more of a cultural thing. If your mom says your dad was a sperm donor because they were not present, it's a term that a lot of like African parents use, or a lot of people use, where they're like, oh yeah, he was just a sperm donor, it was never there, was never a parent, blah blah blah. I feel like I don't see anything wrong with it personally, because I'm like, if you're not present, then you did what a sperm donor would do, which is basically just provide the sperm and you were out. So I feel like if that was the mom's reality, her interrupting to say, oh, I don't think it was a sperm donor thing, is not appropriate. I don't think she should have done that. And I feel like if she didn't do that, I don't think it would have gotten to that extent. Bear in mind, this was not the first time they had talked about the daddy, and they had never gotten to that point. Once it came across as Wendy started to defend the man, was when this lady lost it, in my opinion. Was she wrong for crashing out? Absolutely. But was Wendy wrong? Could Wendy have handled things a lot differently? Absolutely. If he's not consistent, let Wendy learn the lesson on her own. Yes, I absolutely get that. But I think that if you're on the receiving end, right, of a child always saying, no, they want their mommy, they want this, they want their daddy or whatever, and then daddy continues to treat them badly, and then they come and cry onto you and want support from you, at some point you're like, you keep going to daddy who keeps doing the same thing to you over and over again. Like, can you make sure you don't have expectations next time? Because I don't want to have to now like be carrying the load. Dee says, I got my epidural early. I had no pain. Okay, sis. Do you know what? That's a good thing. Maybe I need to tell them to like give me the epidural quickly, because the idea of having children scares me. I'm not gonna lie. I think about the pain and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. So maybe I need to tell them, give me the epidural early. Dee says, how was she minimizing her mom's experience? Sperm donor is usually attributed to unmarried people. yes, I get that, but then I've also heard sperm donor be used to refer to people who don't show up in their other in the child's life, who only were there to impregnate and then move on. At least in the African culture. So that's the only thing I can speak on. Tommy says the fact that he abandoned her with 4 kids, honestly, her crash out is more than justified. I completely get it. 4 kids, 4 children, 4 kids, and she had to do 4 jobs. And then after he comes back after how many years, and then you have an issue with me calling him a sperm donor, I probably will crash out too. Like, what do you mean? I probably will crash out too. Probably not as much as she did, but I probably will crash out too because I'm like, if I think he's a sperm donor, he is a sperm donor. For crying out loud. At least that's my perspective. But yeah. Hello, Bajan. Good evening. Yes, I've had a good day. I hope you've had a good day as well. So Wendy's stepfather didn't contribute anything to the household. We don't know. All we know is that she said she had to raise 4 kids by herself. 4 children in that economy, in any economy, is craziness. Parents, no matter who they are, need to are from need to normalize their children expressing themselves. Culture is no reason for rudeness. Absolutely. And that is why I said when it comes to that bit where she starts going off on craziness, I would be on her A as well. Because I think she's out of order. The mom crashed out, the mom is out of order, but I think Wendy is also out of order. The woman cannot express herself and talk about how she feels like the man was a sperm donor without you taking up for a man that couldn't even have the decency to see you when you went to visit. Like, yeah, I'm if I was Wendy's mom too, I probably would have crashed out. Not like that, because I'm not abusive, but yeah, I would have been so pissed off as well. So I completely get that. Tommy says we are 8 likes. Please let's go up to 10 likes. Yes, please. Thank you. Bajan said, I took nothing when I had my children. Oh my gosh. What was the pain like, Bajan? Was it like on a 10? Was it up to a 10? Or was it so on a scale of 0 to 10? What was the pain like? Because taking nothing when you had your children, that's amazing. Amazing. D says, I thought there were only 4 kids and only 2 kids. No, there are 4 in total. 4 children. D, 4 children. Imagine being abandoned by your husband and you have 4 children together, and that man never sent a dime to the mom. I can almost bet that that man never sent a dime. And I say that because I've seen a lot of that dynamic where the wife is the one, or the wife ends up being abandoned by the husband. The husband is basically the one now, yeah, my children are abroad or whatever. The man never drops a cent, never contributes towards the upbringing, never even tries to see the children. And then when the children grow up, all of a sudden, oh, I've always wanted you in my life. Because now they're thinking, they're looking to you, the child, as a resource. Because culturally, children take care of their parents. You know? I see a comment today on Insta saying they think Wendy's mom grassed up Wendy and Eddie. What does that mean? What does grassed up mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair for you to say he was a sperm donor.
This girl says, I don't think it is fair for you to say he was a sperm donor. Sister, are you okay? The man was not present, and she had to take care of 4 children by herself. And now you are taking up for him. I would be pissed off too. And so I completely get it. Yes, the mom crashed out and it's completely unacceptable. I don't think it was okay. I hated the fact that the mom kept talking in front of those children as well. I really didn't like that. She just didn't give a dang. And I absolutely hated that. I think she was out of order for that. But that's why I say both of them were at fault. Wendy is at fault for saying, I don't think it's fair for you to say that he was a sperm donor. Honey, That man ain't never been in your life for a second. What do you mean? Like, he's not a sperm donor.
He did not help me
See her eyes turn. She looks pissed off.
or take care of you guys or even turn back to see how anybody is doing.
Like, that could have been a great moment. Great moment. Great moment for Juanita said, you know what, Mom, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking care of us and stuff. And, I don't take that for granted, blah, blah, blah. That could have ended it. But no.
Give me one
That's
second.
why I gave him
Do me
the
a favor.
title.
Cruz, take Cameron up.
And so she's like, oh, that's why I gave him the title of sperm donor. So she's still calm at this point, okay? Now watch.
Can you hold on 1 second?
Don't do that to me. Don't do the thing.
Yeah, but don't.
Okay. Now here's where it went left. Wendy got to pointing. Okay? Pointing, my dear, is disrespectful, especially culturally, for you to be out here pointing at someone like that. More, not to even talk about your mother. So I get it. But at the same time, Wendy is out here.
Don't do that.
So you see, she's like, don't do that.
Do that. You can talk to me, but I'm gonna protect them. Cruz, can you take
Not Cruz looking like he's enjoying. Cruz looks like he's enjoying. Bajan says Grass is snitched. Oh, snitched. Oh, I'm definitely not. I'm clearly not close to the streets at all. Okay. Do you know what? I don't think she would I don't think she would snitch on her. I don't think so. But people are so funny though. Cruz looks like he is excited. He wants to know the tea, honey. He wants to hear it all about his granddaddy.
your sister upstairs?
Yeah,
for
like
me?
you've not done worse
Okay.
things. Yeah.
The mom said, like, you've not done worse things in front of them. That took me for a loop because I'm like, what have they done in front of the kids that you know about, ma'am? That is a little weird to say, no? Don't you think? Like, that took me for a loop. I'm not playing. Like, that took me for a loop. D says, when did the mom discover it was a loser? After the first child or the fourth? This is the thing that gets me with a lot of women. You say he's not great, he's not great. You have the first kid. He's not great, he's not great. You have the second kid. He's not great, he's not great. You have the third one. It's like, at what point do you take accountability and responsibility for opening your legs? So I don't know where he changed, although it may also be that maybe after all the 4 kids, he was like, yeah, I'm tired of taking care of 4 children. I'm out. Because it could also be that. But in most situations, it never is. It's usually because they continue to stay there hoping for a miracle and continue to pop kids out. And then eventually, the man is probably like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I'm running away. And then runs off. So yeah, I do wonder if that's what happened. How come Wendy's mom is looking so light? It's given that she bleached allegedly. I don't know because I'm not in the house with them, but it's given, yeah, it almost seems like there's some bleaching involved. That's what I would say. His D must be good, probably. And he probably has other children. Who knows? So allegedly, okay? I don't know for a fact. But yeah, who knows? His D may be good. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what kept her going back until he finally abandoned her with the children. And so now she has all of the resentment in the world about it.
Where did you put my bag? Because I want to go.
Can you go upstairs with your brother?
I'm not in your friend group. Don't do this to me.
I just wish Wendy had apologized then and there. I'm not in your friend group. Don't do this to me. You know how pointing is, you know culturally how serious that is. Like, just say, I'm so sorry, ma. I didn't mean it in that way. I don't know why she couldn't just have said that. I don't know why black people be bleaching. Embrace your black skin. Honestly, this it hurts me every time I see a black person bleaching, because I'm just like, you have such beautiful skin. Why would you ever do that to yourself? Yeah, nah. Mm-mm. No way.
Me, that's disrespectful. Okay, don't do that to me. I gave birth to you. You can do that to your child, not me. I'm already pissed off, so don't piss me more off.
The feeling is still
Yeah. Like, yeah. I just honestly, it's so sad. I never want to see a family go at it to this extent. Like, to the extent where there is the pointing, there is the don't pee me off, there is all of that. It's very, very hard to see. Very, very hard to see. D says, let's call a thing a thing. That woman bleaches her skin. We can go back to Wendy's first season to see the color changes. Honestly, I haven't watched the first season or anything, so I don't know. But for me, she definitely looks like she is bleaching something. Like, she's bleaching currently, or has done it in the past, or in quotation marks, what they say where they say toning. Whatever, something has been done to that skin. That skin does not look like what it should look like naturally, in my opinion.
very deep for my mom to have carried that weight for 40 something years by yourself.
So to have carried that weight for 40 something years by yourself, then you tell her that. Tell her that. Right? Validate her in that moment when she's saying to you how she's feeling. Don't pee me off. He wasn't there. Do that. Right? Her mom just gives the look. My mom just gives the look. Yep. And that is more than enough. If my mom looks at me a type of way, or she calls me in a certain way, I know it's all over. It's done. It's a wrap. Like, go beg now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, I understand that look. D says, I think Wendy slipped up. She didn't mean anything by pointing at her mother. I agree. But that is where I feel like Wendy was wrong. Even if you slip up, apologize straight away. Just say, Mom, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to point at you. I was just trying to get the kids out. That could have been the end of it. You know how African mothers or African parents are about respect. Culturally, to be pointing at your parent is one of the heights of disrespect. And so for you to still know that, and your mom is saying about don't point at me, I'm not your child, da, 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 and you still can't say, Mom, I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to point at you. It was a mistake. If she had said that, that would have been it. But she didn't. And you could just see that lady just getting consistently triggered.
I'm sure she has a lot of resentment towards my dad, but don't give to me the energy that my dad deserves.
The person that she is speaking of is also those kids' grandfather.
Oh, Wendy. Did that man think that he was the grandfather when you went over to Nigeria last year? You went with the kids and all, and he did not even see any of you. It's like when you say things like that, it's like that makes me feel like I get where the mom is coming from. It's like, why would you say that? You could have just said, I didn't want to do all of this in front of the kids. I didn't want to expose the kids to that negativity. That could have been it. Instead, you decided to make it about this man is their grandfather, a grandfather they've never seen or spoken to. Wendy, are you okay?
Those kids don't need to hear that.
Okay, fine that the kids don't need to hear what's going on. But your presentation was very off by putting your hand in the face, right?
just apologize. Then she rolls her eyes. And I understand it because, on the one hand, it can feel like, okay, everyone is ganging up against you, especially when the sister decides to step in and then is like, almost it comes across as you're trying to like take up for your mom. I get it. But at the same time, just apologize about the pointing the finger, and that would have been the end of that point. It didn't have to be constantly being an issue. Just take accountability and say, I'm so sorry. It would have not been the end because her mom is always looking for a moment. She makes sure she has one every time she's on screen. It could have been. We don't know. Well, it could have been. Maybe, like you said, you've probably seen the woman from season 1 or whatever, or since the season where Wendy joined. So maybe that's fair. But I think with the way I think about it, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know for a fact. Maybe because I haven't watched the previous seasons, but for me, I'm just like, just be like, okay, mom, sorry, I pointed the finger. And then if she decides to crash out, then we can't see anything about her doing anything. D says her dad may have been embarrassed. My father did something similar to me. His wife explained it to me years later. Wow. Interesting. It could be. I guess we don't really know for certain. It could have been. Maybe that's also what happened with Wendy's dad. But it's also interesting, even when she had the conversation with her dad, he just kept saying, let's not dwell in the past. No, let's talk about the past so we can move on from the past. Let's not dwell on the past, and you want to sweep everything under the rug and move on like nothing ever happened. I don't know.
It's just funny to me how all of a sudden we're now protecting the image of their grandfather.
Grandfather who has not seen.
This is where she loses it. This is where she loses it. She's like, grandfather who you have not seen. I watched Real Housewives of Potomac from the very beginning. Yes. So I think, yeah, it makes sense that, like, you know, if you've seen her mom constantly show up like this, then of course, you know, that's exactly what you expect. But I think for me, the last time I saw her on screen, they were talking about the father thing. You could tell she wasn't exactly keen, but she was just like, okay, whatever you decide, right? So that's what I saw. So that's, yeah. So I think you'd have more insights because you've watched it from the beginning.
Grandfather who has not seen
You said
their
that.
grandchildren.
You guys are.
Excuse me, don't interrupt me.
Yeah. I feel bad for Wendy. I feel bad because I can only imagine how she was feeling in this moment, feeling defeated, feeling like, you know, like I can't even have one thing. I completely get that, right? Like I get it. It's so sad. I just wish like things did not turn out like this because this went way too far. I don't think it should have been this serious. I don't think it should have gotten this far. Yeah.
For the first time, they flew across the world to go see this guy. And he never showed up.
Girl, like now you're crying and you're doing
He
too much
never
because you
showed
want to.
And then you're saying to your mom, girl, now you're crying and you're doing too much. Da, da, da. It's like, you know, the kind of mother you have. And either way, if I said that to my mom and I said, girl, my mom would be like, are you okay? Is everything all right with you? Like,
Have your moment, and that to me, I'm not doing that.
not doing
you know,
Have
you're doing too much because you want to have your moment, and that to me, I'm not doing that.
not doing
you
too
know
much.
what you.
bruh, now this is where it just went completely bizarre. Like, completely left freaking field. Freaking left field.
You know what she's doing.
Get
And you
lost.
know what she's doing.
Telling your child to get lost, mama, that is completely out of order. Get lost? Like, what is this?
Lost.
You're doing too much because you want to have your.
I wish that they would have added the clip where Eddie comes in. I feel like Eddie is such a wonderful husband to Wendy. He knows how to have empathy for her. I think despite the fact that she didn't have her dad in her life, she chose right by choosing Eddie. Now, I don't know about all the things they have going on in the in the courts, but from what we are seeing, it's definitely giving like Eddie's a good husband to her. I love the way he stepped in and was not jumping in to like antagonize and make things crazy. All he did was go over there, hold the mama's hand a little bit, step in and hug his wife, kiss her on the forehead, give her some comfort. I absolutely loved it. I think the mom was absolutely out of order. There was no reason for it to get as ugly as it got. You told her to, I think she told her to, did she say to F off or something? Like, I just thought it was too dark. It was so unnecessary. And I'm like, I understand mommy is triggered. I understand she's triggered about everything that happened. But at the same time, it's like, triggered or not is not an excuse. You are talking to your daughter like that. She is a grown woman in her home and you are speaking to her like that. I absolutely was disgusted by it. And I don't think it's okay on any level. Now, do I think Wendy was innocent? Do I think that Wendy did some things that was also wrong? That's why I said they both were wrong. Because pointing in her face is a complete no-go area. And even if she didn't do it intentionally, she should have just owned up to it and apologized straight away. Choosing to say something about I just got distracted by the comments, sorry. Choosing to say something when you know fully well, right? You know how your mother is. You know she was the one that had to, you said, raise you guys and deal with you guys for 40 years of her life. And then you had an issue with the fact that she talks about him being a sperm donor. It's like, sis, really? And so sometimes I think I can understand how the mom feels because it feels like you're the parent who stayed and took care of the children, yet the children don't seem appreciative. And then it seems like now my experience has to be minimized because you don't like me calling your dad a sperm donor. So that's why I say I see both sides. I definitely see both sides. I think both of them are at fault for different things. Mommy is at fault for crashing the F out. Mom crashed the heck out. She crashed out majorly. She really, really crashed out. And I think that was completely unacceptable. But then there's also a lot of things that I feel like Wendy should have done differently as well. Okay, let's see what the comments are saying. Braylon says he's reviewing Potomac on his channel. It was a lot. Susan did too much. And IVOMFG. Absolutely. Honestly, yes. The whole thing was a lot. It was a lot. For some reason, I feel like Wendy led Eddie down the wrong path and I'm still 10 toes down with them. Ooh, now this is a really good thing that you have just come on. And I'm going to go back to a comment that you made because I said I was going to come back to talk about that. And I think that that is a very, very important point to address. Because I think it's so, what you said was absolutely correct. Let's see. I think you were talking about Wendy's contribution, not Wendy's contribution, Wendy's mom's contribution to what she has going on. Where are we? Let me see. Wendy has shown that greedy, entitled woman. No, that's not the comment. Probably longed for affection. No, that is not it. I felt like I saw a comment. Oh, maybe I was imagining the comment, but I low-key thought I saw a comment about it would not have been the mom because something about the mom being the reason that they are in this situation. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe I thought I made a mistake on that one. But all I know, aha, found it. It's Wendy's mom's fault from way back. She shouldn't project her hate for her ex onto Wendy. Oh no, that's not the one. Okay, it's fine. Whatever the case may be, I think that I actually feel like Wendy has this thing where she feels like she needs to perform. I feel like Wendy has this thing where she feels like she needs to perform. D says, yes, I did say that. For some reason, I can't find your comment about it. But yes, I knew that you said something along those lines. But I feel like Wendy has this thing where she feels like she has to perform. And I think this came from her childhood. I think that she had to compete by being the one, because think about it, her sister is a medical doctor. Probably the way she got attention, if I'm not mistaken, Wendy is probably the youngest. I feel like the way she probably got attention is by being like, okay, I'm excellent at this. I'm doing above and beyond everyone. I'm doing better than everybody. And that's the way that she has always gotten the mom's attention, the mom's affection. Because it's almost like a tap on your shoulder. Oh, you did well. A pat on the back when you do something great. And so I definitely feel like there is that element of pressure to perform, to look a certain way, to present a certain way, to look and present a certain front. It definitely sounds like that stemmed from childhood. And I think in a way, with the way Wendy talks, she'd say stuff about she just wants her mom and her dad or her parents to be proud of her. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, you want your parents to be proud of you, but most people don't go around saying it so many times. It's almost like she's looking for validation from her parents. And I won't be surprised if that's part of why she got into this, because she wanted the approval of the parents, like, oh, I'm doing well, I'm doing better than everyone else. So I get all the affection. Everybody comes to my house to hang out. I have the great life. I have a comfortable home. I have a wonderful husband who is also doing so well. And it's like with a family like that, when everything is so competitive, you're not going to tell anyone when you're struggling financially. You're not going to ask for help because you know it would be thrown back in your face. So I will not be surprised if she took all that pressure and decided, you know what, let's just do whatever we can to survive and make it through. But I definitely think that I think the father's absence, I think the mother probably created a competitive environment where all of the siblings and everybody was competing for affection, attention, all that kind of stuff. So I would not be surprised. But yeah, let's shift gears a little bit from Wendy and her mom and her dad. Let's talk a little bit about Kay's situation. Now, who else was so embarrassed for Kay? Who else was so embarrassed for Kay? I know that I think I played the clip a couple of days ago, so I'm not going to play the clip now. But I was so embarrassed for Kay. I had no words. Okay, this man had a whole moving box, put in some roses in there for you, decided that he couldn't even get you a nice jewelry from the jewelry store. He pulled out a freaking photo frame. Imagine you're expecting someone to put a ring on it or get you some nice jewelry, and this man shows up with a freaking picture frame. And every time he talks about marriage, he talks about it as if we get married instead of when we get married. That man does not want to marry you. It's just like, I don't understand. And it's so interesting, like the group were trying to ask him questions. Leave that man alone. If Kay is happy like that, leave her alone. If she's 38, if she doesn't think that she wants to get married and marriage is a priority to her, then it's not. leave her. You know? So I just think it's a shame. It's a shame really because I feel like Kay can bag anybody, yet she chooses to settle for Greg. And I honestly don't even see what she sees in Greg, to be completely honest with you. Like, what is it about Greg? Like, I don't see charisma. I don't see the looks. I don't see the money, money, money comes to me. I don't see that. So it's like, if I don't see all of that, then what exactly is it about Greg? He can't even put a ring on it. He doesn't come across as very supportive. He doesn't mind embarrassing you in public. Like, what benefits are you getting out of this? Every kiss begins with K gets more action than K. Sarah's K writes, don't feel sorry for her. At this point, I don't, because I feel like she has been through it with Greg. Greg is the one, maybe Greg is her karma. Because you see how she's been giving the ladies, showing up with the ladies, doing the most. Greg is the one serving it to her. Greg is like, don't worry, I'm going to work hard for the ladies, honey. Mm-mm-mm. So Greg is definitely giving her a run for her money. A huge run for her money. I will say that. Yeah. Mm-mm. It's not cute, dear. You're too pretty to be dealing with that nonsense from a man. Sorry. And it's not even like the man is out here like wealthy like that. Like, you know how maybe he's so wealthy that you're just like, okay, my needs are going to forever be met. Maybe I should tolerate this. But it doesn't give me the impression that he's that kind of man. He's a working man. You know, his money ain't that long, I think. Not to that extent. I did also like seeing Tia with her sister. I think it's very, very interesting seeing Tia with her sister. I love the energy. And her sister is very, very pretty. Let me see some of the comments about Kay first before we move on. Kay said he was different than her usual men. She liked thugs and street pharmacists. Allegedly. Not the streets pharmacist. Whipping all sorts. That would explain it. So maybe she's really trying to change her life and switch things up. Maybe that's why. But girl, for someone who may have liked thugs and streets pharmacist, allegedly, honey, I would expect a bit more street smarts. At least let that man put a ring on it before you go on to move back in. Like, use some of that street sense you should have learned. You should have picked up from these men, allegedly. Greg probably got a big D. I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised. Greg probably got Defo probably got some. Yeah, he probably has a good package, because I just don't understand why would you deal with that when you don't have to, so it's definitely given some big package. Something is definitely there. I will say that. Okay, so to be honest, I think the crash out Tia and her sister, there wasn't much to say. It was just standard. They were Tia is pretty, but her sister is also very beautiful. And yeah, I think that is it for me from Potomac. I don't think there was anything else that really stood out to me. Look how Greg almost had Rigamotto set in when looking at the rings. Honestly, Greg was stressed out looking at the rings, seeing the prices, but they want us to believe that Greg got her the condo. How, Sway? How? When he was looking at the prices and they were talking about the prices, he looks like he was sweating. How could he afford the condo? Like, I don't understand it. And I feel like, I don't know, man. There's something ain't clean in the buttermilk, man. Something ain't clean. I don't know. I just don't believe it all. I mean, there has to be a housewife with a jewelry company that, hey, listen, can I get a free ring? I'm on the show. Like, use your toolbox, people. Absolutely. Like, reach out to one of those, like, I don't know, lab grown diamonds places and whatnot. They will get you a nice looking ring. It would have good clarity, like Kiana likes, you know? And then that's it. Like, but for me, it's just like, honey, you couldn't even get her some nice, I don't know, a necklace, something else, a promise ring. I don't know, something. Although a promise ring will piss me off too, but at least a bracelet, a necklace. He brought a picture frame. Kiana, that's what he thinks you're worth. What a joke. Pajan said you could almost hear his heart beating. If I can find the clip, I will play the clip again. But yeah, his heart, he was stressed out. His head was sweating. That man looked stressed out. Very, very stressed out. Let me see if I can find it. I cannot find it. Did they put a clip here? No, I don't think they posted a clip. Yeah, I don't think they posted. It would have probably been around here. I don't think they posted a clip here. But I wish like somebody would have posted that clip. Maybe let me check another Instagram page because they be posting some good clips. They be posting some really good clips. Let me see if I can find the clip because that man looks stressed out. Stressed. He looks like he does not. It was not in the budget. Ever in the budget. Yeah, it was definitely not in that man's budget. That man was not looking for. He's not looking for a wife. He is not looking for a wife. He doesn't mind you living in the house, you know, servicing him, but he is not looking for a wife. And it's so sad hearing her backpedal in the confessionals is so embarrassing. So embarrassing. I'm like, you have so much energy for the girls, but not the man that you're laying down with. What a joke. What a joke. Yeah, can't find the clip. But yeah, can't find the clip, but I think we all probably can still remember Greg sweating so much, looking stressed out. Yeah, that was a sight to behold. Guys, please hit that like button if you haven't already. Please hit that like button and share the live so that other people can know that we are live as well. Okay, so I have some. Ooh, Jane Doe said, "Is Wendy's mom on Ozempic? Did she lose weight? Is she? I do not know. Does she have the Ozempic look? I do not know. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, I don't think I can find that clip of Greg. Okay, I think it's probably time to give up now on that clip of Greg that I can't find. But we know that man was stressed. That man was stressed out. Yep, he could have fainted right there and then. Jane Doe says, Greg this season is giving so forced and fake. Yes, absolutely. I think he's trying to act like he is this wonderful man. After that season that he gave us when it was obvious that everybody wanted Kate to choose herself and find a new man. But yet, here we are, another season of Kate and Kiana that we do not need. Kate just needs to choose herself. But if she doesn't choose herself, that's her business. I do not care anymore. It's like, if you love it, I love it for you. Okay? Okay, so I wanted to play some other things. So there has been a few clips that have come out from the after show that I wanted to play for you guys. So I will share that with you guys before we move on to Married to Medicine. Okay, so where are we at?
your childhood life.
So they were basically asking them like about raising children, and so here's like what the girls had to say.
Yes, I went in when I was 8.
Oh, Tia looks so much like her mama. Look at Tia's mom. Tia looks very much like her mother.
Do you feel like that's affected how you mother?
Absolutely. We have to follow up on the chore chart we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the things that should be your chores?
Anyone want to volunteer?
Tia's older daughter just looks unbothered. She's just like, what are we doing? She always looks like she is ready to clap back at anybody. She cracks me up, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if they give her more scene, she is going to embarrass Tia. Because she has no filter.
Here for something? It's about you, Lexi. Anything you want to volunteer for? Okay.
My youngest are 11. Even now, like I'll go on holiday or I have to go for a meeting, something, and leave them. But I can't imagine not seeing them day to day. And even now, Sienna's getting ready for uni. I can't imagine not seeing her every day.
Yeah.
How does your parenting?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that it feels like they're all kind of, or they would all bond about this whole parenting thing. But yeah, parenting can't be easy, man. Like having to teach someone and know that like if you don't raise them a certain way and raise them right, and if you even raise them right, they may still not end up right. It's like too much responsibility.
Style differ from how you were raised?
My mother is a perfectionist. If I wasn't perfect in her eyes, whatever that means, right, then it was a problem.
Okay.
That caused problems because that took away from who I am. It was more be who I want you to be as
That is deep. Being raised by someone who is a perfectionist and very hard on you. Like there's some people that yes, you're perfectionist, but you're not necessarily like hard on other people, just on yourself. It sounds like the mom was also hard on her and she had to be a certain way just to please the mom. And that can do something to you because I feel like Loki, that explains a lot about who Giselle is. Because it's almost like Giselle always likes to be the do whatever she wants. She has a bit of an unhinged way of behaving, which I don't know, maybe it's tied to her feeling like she no longer has to be the perfect person. She can be whoever she wants to be now that her mom is not like guarding every single move that she makes. So I think that's very, very interesting how like your childhood can have an impact on who you become and how you handle different dynamics.
opposed to who you are. So for my children, I just want them to be who they
I
are.
love that.
And let them thrive in that space.
Say what you want about Giselle, but Giselle raised some good kids. Giselle's kids seem wonderful, I'm not gonna lie. She definitely seems like she raised them well.
My parenting style is
Same as Wendy. Wendy's kids seem very measured. I know it's still very early to tell, especially because we don't know what's going to happen with Wendy and Eddie. We don't know what's going to happen with the kiddies. But so far, it does seem like the kids were definitely raised very well and will turn out pretty good.
a lot different than how I was raised because
Wendy, we see the way you were raised. Imagine your mom talking to you like that as an adult. How was she talking to you when you were a kid? Probably crazy.
my children are allowed to have an opinion and they don't have to necessarily fall in line. And something that I find myself doing that my parents didn't do was I apologize when I'm wrong. I don't think I can remember my mom saying.
Yeah, this is one thing that is so bad and so prevalent in a lot of like parents not apologizing, especially parents from that age. Not apologizing. It's like just apologize. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Just you can't always be right at the end of the day, right? Just apologize. I'm so sorry, That's it.
She's sorry when she did something wrong.
Yeah.
But if I do something wrong or if I misinterpret something or if I hurt their feelings, I'm always quick to say I'm sorry. And that's a lot different than how I was raised. How about you?
I do give Arabella the opportunity to have an opinion. And I
Yeah, so it sounds like Stacy and Wendy have very similar parenting styles. They let their children, you know, be who they are and, you know, speak on what they want to speak on and have their own opinions. A lot of people in like African households would say that they grew up where their opinions were nobody cared about your opinions. Nobody wanted to hear your opinions. If you had an opinion, people felt like you were silly and out of place. You should be in a child's place when you have an opinion, you know? So I think it's refreshing that that's not the approach that Wendy takes. So sometimes people say, oh, they don't like the way their moms were raised or raised them or whatever, and then do the same with their children and become their parents. So I'm glad like she's not taking that same approach when it comes to her children.
I also think like with Arabella being an only child, sometimes we forget how old she is because it's just the three of us.
Oh, wow.
So she's able to speak up and be a little bit more assertive than I was allowed when I was a little girl at that age. Yeah, things have definitely changed.
Very interesting. I think that only one child dynamic is definitely very, very different. Yeah, I have a friend that is an only child, and yes, that dynamic is definitely very different when you grow up with parents and you know you're their only child. The dynamic can be very, very different from like growing up with a bunch of siblings. It's like there's also can be a lot of pressure on you because you are like their one. It's almost like they see you as their one hope. You know. So yeah, that can be a lot of pressure. Okay, let me see if there's any other ones that I find interesting.
Do you think
The lady's waiting on Kiana moving in with her boyfriend? Yes, I think that's a good one.
Kay moving in with Greg is the right thing to do?
Jazzy is me, honey. Jazzy rolled her eyes and I feel her. I feel that from the bottom of my soul, honey. I get it. I'm with you, sis.
Is that for Jazzy because she was rolling her eyes?
So how are you guys doing? We all moved back in? So this makes it official.
And she's just there cheesing so much. It's like, Greg must have put it on her. What's that Rashida song? I put in money, make you want to marry me. I put in money, make you want to marry me. That's what it's given. But it's not making him want to marry you, honey. So I don't really know. It's given. Greg is the one that put it on her, make it want to marry me. I put it on the make it want to marry me. That's what it's given. Because Kiana, you're doing too much. Oh, that Rashida song. Craziness.
That'd be great for y'all.
Oh, Lord, how'd I get caught up in this mix?
I remember last year there had been discussion about whether Kay should move in before the ring. And
do not do it. Don't do it.
And at the time, the advice I was given.
Every time I see Monique, I just think Monique is such a beautiful woman. I don't even know, man. I just think Monique is gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Given was that Kay should move out. She and Greg were like having a bit of a rocky time. That she should move out and let him feel what life is like without her.
You can get off the hinge a little bit at times.
I'm pretty always off the hinge.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to work.
Nah, Greg is the one that is off the hinges, honey. Although Kiana, you be off the hinges with your girlfriends. You know, but it's more Greg.
You should work on
married,
that,
I'm gonna be off the hinge.
I know you should work on that then, you know?
Greg had just recently been either divorced or separated when they got together, so he was still kind of fresh. So Kay has been waiting very patiently. But now I think she's starting to think about her future. She's starting to think about more permanent.
I think you say that, but actually you don't know that. Because in her confessionals, she was saying something completely different. Kay is basically letting us know that she does not want to, she's on whatever Greg is on. Sis? D says, shut the F up, Ashley. Sis, I get it. Ashley be talking so much. It's like her mouth is always moving and it's like so much mouth, very little substance. I can't stand Grizzle. Gizzard, like you call her. Monique is gorgeous. Absolutely. Every time I look at her, I'm just like, she is gorgeous. And every time I look at her too, is very helpful because I could also get some like lock styles from her as well. So that's helpful. Pavement Walker Ashley, not Pavement Walker. That is so funny.
In a partnership, and when the ring discussion came up, it sounds like Greg was going to give her a condo in lieu of a ring.
What? This look is really cute. I definitely need to like make pictures and videos of that and see if I can get someone to recreate it. The one person that can recreate these sorts of styles for me, she is an unreliable, I almost called her an a-hole, but yes, she is an unreliable person. Unreliable. You know, I've booked hair appointments with her. I show up, she's nowhere to be found. I call her, she does not pick up. But that hairstyle, she's probably the only one that I know that can do this. So sad.
If you're getting married, it's like they're both property.
When? You see? This man does not want to marry you. He said if. You're looking desperate, sis. And look at his face.
When I would say.
Then looks away. That man does not want to marry you.
Say,
No, I'm saying like it's not if, it's when.
Okay, when you get married, they're both properties.
So we wouldn't change the deed.
No, I don't think neither one is necessary.
So clearly he doesn't want to get married.
Monique, this is what we've been telling the people. He does not want to get married. If he wanted to get married, he will lock it down.
That's kind of what it's giving.
Yeah, they say that a man knows right away when he wants to be with someone for the rest of his life.
Well, my mum did always say, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Absolutely. And I'm with the girls. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You need to get multiple baskets and multiple eggs, honey. Especially with the way Greg is moving, you best have your eggs in multiple baskets.
Believe in that.
Well,
here's the thing.
You're not married. You're single until you're married. Is this not
That
in
is
the
true.
Book of Giselle 101?
You Book of Giselle.
Yeah,
you are
exactly.
single until
So-
you are married. That's a fact.
Listen,
Jazzy, you say that. How's your man gonna feel about that? Considering, you were so upset when Tia had something to say about Mr. Two Dreads.
I think, to me, Kay's a cat. She's a beautiful girl. She's a boss lady. Anybody who doesn't want to put a ring on her finger, I think is a complete idiot.
I agree.
Exactly. But she does not think that. This is why it's like, you gotta see yourself the way God sees you. Because if you don't see yourself the way God sees you, you tolerate nonsense like Kay is dealing with.
Read that Greg is an idiot.
I think that so many people around me are like, the ring matters to you. What matters?
Girl, please stop lying to us. You're saying the ring matters to us, but then you were the one bringing it up. Was it last season about the ring? Him putting a ring on it? So now you want to gaslight us to say the ring matters to us and not you? Girl, please. And then Angel is there sitting down, only forgetting that she was the one telling us, and to think that, Kay and I were a couple of years back talking about this very moment when they were doing ring shopping. So which is it? Does she want a ring or does she not want a ring?
This to me is just to make sure that we're on the same page. Yeah. So that was my way of pulling it back. Like, we already have the plan here and we don't need anybody deriving us from it. Like, if this is the plan, this is already on the menu. If now we're back together and the ring is next, let that be next.
I mean, has no one ever seen a hot girl business owner navigating her relationship?
But I'm also not going to pressure Greg into something that he as a man knows that he needs to do in his time.
Well, it's up to you. If you want to do what you do, then do what you do. D says Jazzy's man was single until he was married. He had 2 kids on her, allegedly. And I guess maybe that's why she's speaking from experience that, you are single until you're married. But let's hope he is married and not single whilst he's married, because then there are some people who are also single whilst they are married. So I hope she's definitely not in that category. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I want to cover some more Real Housewives of Potomac stuff before we get into Married to Medicine. Let's talk. Let me show you all what Peter Thomas had to say about Cynthia. Well, that's not Potomac, but that's Real Housewives. So I'm gonna just put it in here whilst I can squeeze it in.
Andy, because this is trying time, and
let me refresh it. So basically, bottom line is some of the way these people be clipping these clips. Anyway, bottom line is Peter is raving about the fact that Cynthia did not check up on him whilst he was in or whilst he's in the pen. And it's like, baby, Cynthia and you guys are no longer married. You and Cynthia are no longer married. She is under no obligation to check up on you. All she said in public was she wishes you the best, and that should be it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she may have called you before you went into the pen. That is more than enough. She is not your wife.
understand it because this is trying time, and you want to know who's there for you. So, I'm here if you ever talk. So,
Not I'm here if you ever want to talk.
I know you are just going to reach out to you. I've been in here 5 going on 6 months. Said that young lady has come to visit me 80% of the time.
That's your girlfriend. Of course, she is going to come and visit you. If she is choosing to date a man in the pen, she is going to come and visit you. It's only right. But that doesn't mean your ex-wife has any obligation, sir, to come and visit you. You're too grown for these games.
oh wow.
You've never asked me for a cent from the day I met her a year and a half ago. Never asked me for a cent.
She's never asked you for a cent. Okay. Just because someone doesn't ask you for a cent does not mean that they have no way of being able to get you to pay for stuff.
Either paying somebody's rent or Peter buy somebody this or Peter buy something. I don't know why. I think it's my age. Because I'm 65, they think that in order for me to get somebody like that, I have to be paying.
Yeah, my dear. Let's be honest. These young women are not dating you because you're a spring chicken. They're probably dating you because of some sort of notoriety and probably financial reasons. Most young girls or young women are not going to be dating you, sir. You're 65. If they do not have any interest in something else, it's not just you, sir.
I've been
Even Michelle is not buying it. Look at her face.
on a show where I made somebody help them make $17 million, and they've never even reached out to me.
So that's the slide towards Cynthia. You helped her make that money, but yeah, she gave you a cut, if I'm not mistaken.
They asked me if I need, a bar of soap in jail.
Wow, you haven't heard from her either, huh?
Ever. Ever.
She's not your wife. I don't understand these men that have this they have this sense of obligation. They feel like if you've ever been their wife before, you are always their wife because she has no loyalty to you. She doesn't have to do ish for you, sir.
I understand it because this is trying time, and you want to know who's there for you.
Ever. Ever. All the shit that I've done for that woman. Never, ever. If she ain't shit, never see her again for the rest of my life. It would be too soon. Ever. Ever. All the shit that I've done for that woman. Never, ever. If she ain't shit.
Speaking about your ex-wife like that, that is cray cray. Cray cray. Bajan says Papa Smurf needs to go back to his cell and keep quiet. He's forgotten how Cynthia's mom and sister held on to the certificates because they didn't want her to marry his raggedy butt. Yep. They should have kept it and never come back out with that with that certificate, because what the hell? Look at how things have turned out. You're not even the last ex-husband. She had an ex-husband after you, sir. So what makes you think that she's going to be out here looking for you? Like, sit somewhere, sir. Sit your A down. As Peter got money, I don't think that much, but for a young girl who probably hasn't done much with life or in life, he probably has a lot more than she may be accustomed to. So that's why I say, like, let's be honest. What, like, you call him Papa Smurf? What young girl is going to be dating Papa Smurf if it has nothing to do with money or some sort of notoriety or access?
Never see her again for the rest of my life if they do so.
Most recently. Yes, like, please, you've been divorced. You've been divorced for a long time. You've been divorced enough for her to marry somebody else, yet you have so much energy, you have so much mouth. And it's like, sir, please sit somewhere. Cynthia done divorced him, got married, and divorced the second. Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like she's divorced already. She's married somebody else and divorced them. So what makes you think like she is going to be out here acting like a wife to you? She hasn't been your wife in a long time. So what are we talking about? It's actually very, very shameful. And he's saying it with so much chest. You can tell that he really believes that he has been wronged. Like he has been slighted. That man believes it with all of his heart that he has been slighted. Craziness. Craziness. Peter owes the first $2.5 million. He has no money. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Not 2.5 million. That is a lot of money to all the feds. It's like, how? Sway? Go call me up. Yep. Somebody needs to call her. Because what in the hell? What the helly? Absolutely bananas. Okay. Let's move on to, let's cover Ashley really quickly, and then we will move on to Married to Medicine, because I don't want to spend too much time with the Potomac, and then we don't have enough time for Married to Medicine. So let me share my screen. Let me just switch the tab, actually. 1 second. And then let's see what Miss Ashley has to say about Wendy.
Interaction at BravoCon, and I did a show at Mr. Henry's in DC. Someone had asked me, it was actually the day she got arrested.
Yeah.
And someone had asked me, like, oh, how are you feeling? And I made a joke, which in hindsight was probably a little too sensitive at the time. I went a little hard on it, you know. So I acknowledge that.
Okay.
So when we went to BravoCon, and I was like, hey, I just want to say that I'm sorry for how hard I went, how heavy it was, mainly because of her children.
So you felt like you went hard on it. Okay. And then she must now accept your apology whenever you're ready to give the apology. It's like the disrespect was loud. And let's be honest, people are going to remember moments like that. That's just the reality of the situation. People are going to remember. You can't expect them to suddenly get over everything and be like, oh, it's all cool, it's all good in the hood. No.
Children. Her children are able to read and see and hear things. Yeah. So my apology was really directed toward her children. And, you know, of course, she was nasty about it, and that's fine. But
no, it wasn't. You apologized to her, ma'am. Now you want to rewrite history and say, oh, the apology was really to the children. Please. You apologize. She didn't accept the apology. That is it. Move on. Why is this still a conversation?
But that really doesn't change the facts of the matter. So Wendy and I.
Exactly. I don't blame her for not accepting your apology because she doesn't believe it's genuine. I don't think anyone believes it's genuine, Ashley. Like, this is not the first time that you would do underhanded things. Now, do I feel like what Ashley did was so out of order? No, they're on a show. I don't really think it was that out of order in my, to be completely candid with you guys. I don't think it's that out of order. I think it is what it is. But at the same time, it's like standing your truth. You didn't need to apologize. And if you apologize, you should mean it. Don't go there saying, oh, I was apologizing because of the daughter. because of the kids. Like, please, Ashley, please, we're not buying it. And also, when I read the comments about Ashley, it's clear that the people do not like Ashley. The people are tired of you, girl. The people do not like Ashley at all. At all. Okay, let's shift gears to Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine was a lot, guys. It was a lot. What did you guys think? For those of you who watched Married to Medicine, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you like the episode? What did you think about Toya crashing out on Dr. Eugene? Do you feel like she was wrong for that? Do you blame Heavenly? Because I know that, yeah, Heavenly was a little bit in the mix as well. Who do you blame for the crash out? What do you guys think about the crash out? I would definitely say it was a crash out, a whole crash out on both ends. It was like Toya crashed out. Toya crashed out on some crazy-ish. So also did Wendy's mom. So it was definitely crash out season across the board. But the people, the people were doing too much. Toya was doing too much, in my opinion. Toya was doing entirely too much. I feel like, Toya, I like you, girl, but the way you're treating Dr. Eugene, you definitely need to work on that. You speak to him in a way that is not good. It's not okay. Don't speak to your husband like that, because you give the opportunity for your friends to disrespect your husband. It's the same way they are finding it cool to be making jokes about your husband's penis size because you chose to expose that about your husband's penis. You did that. Nobody forced you. You need to learn how to talk. Enough is enough. How much embarrassment can one person take? Now, I'm not one of those people who think they don't have a solid marriage. I think they have a decent, really good marriage. I think Eugene loves on her. You can tell Eugene actually takes accountability. Eugene takes a moment, thinks about like what could he have done differently in different situations and shows up differently. But at the same time, I think Toya is doing too much. Toya is doing too much and she needs to quit it. Let me share a clip with you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Especially for those who haven't watched. So no, this was fine.
Okay, guys. Have y'all ate? Are you okay?
We need a couple more servers. We only have one.
Oh.
So just to give you a little bit of context, for those who haven't watched it, Toya threw a party at her house for the cast. They all came. Everyone was having a good time. The men were sitting. Toya clearly wanted them to play a game and be engaged. The men didn't want to get involved. She was irritated at her husband for not organizing the men to get involved. Instead, they were making jokes at her expense. Now, that is the basic thing. And then she crashed the F out.
You need another one of those. But in the meanwhile, we about to play a game. It's girls against guys. It's just going to show how in shape y'all are. Let me get it together.
So it's like she's in host mode. She's excited, wants to like get into it with the guys and with everybody. And then the guys are sitting down. Nobody is taking any step. You could tell that what she wanted in that moment was for her husband to stand up and be like, okay, guys, let's go. But instead, he didn't. He made a joke.
I thought it was a day to chill.
Okay.
I thought we were going to chill.
I want to keep you in shape so that when we go on the couples trip, y'all all look good and can take off your shirt.
I got it. I'm going to write everybody a little script saying that we're excused from extraneous exercise. I appreciate it.
Exactly. So then it's like he's talking about like writing them a script so they can get out of it. Then she flips out. She completely crashes out. She needs to learn how to regulate her emotions because she completely went berserk. She really did.
All right, so let me tell y'all how to play this game, okay? Eugene.
You just explained. We're good.
No.
Uh-oh.
I need the...
You see? It's like, honey, she is already feeling a bit defeated. Join in, step in, Eugene.
Wifely and husband attention.
Okay.
You know what I need from you. Woo.
So I feel like the rest of the people were putting some sauce in it. This lady said, you know what I need from you. I don't think that's bad to say. Could she have said it in a softer? Yes, but that's not Toya. He knows who he married. But I feel like the fact that everyone else was putting a little sauce in it and being like, ooh, was what made her go all the way off. It was egging the whole thing on. Craziness.
Eye contact, please.
Ooh, the disrespect. Toya, baby, that is disrespectful. You telling your husband, eye contacts, please, in front of everybody is out of line. And I wish that you would own it. I hope that you own this at reunion and watch it back and apologize. I really hope you see what is wrong in the way in which you are speaking to your husband. Because even in the moment, Eugene even looks a bit like shocked, like, what the hell? It's like, please have some respect. It's like you're emasculating this man in front of his friends. You know, those men aren't going to respect your husband when they know that this is what the wife is putting him through and he says nothing. Like, don't do that. Don't put your husband in a situation where he now feels like he has to be out here defending himself against you, Toya.
I'm gonna keep writing these.
Oh, really? You want to be hard?
Then she's like, you want to be hard? It's like, girl, leave it alone. You could have just been like, do you know what? I don't want to talk about this right now. It's like there's a time and a place. Did this have to be right there in front of the people, Toya? Like, I like Toya's authenticity, but I feel like this is a little too much, honey. This is a little bit too much. It's way, way, way too much. She needs to pipe it all the way down. You have too much energy in front of the people, and that is totally uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. There's no need for all of that.
Do you like that? Right now, Eugene officially has two assholes. He does.
This feels like training camp. Eugene is in training camp.
Eugene.
It's like, girl, stop belittling your man. Your man is not your child, Toya. This was really, really hard to watch. And it was really hard to watch because I felt like if it was a man doing this to Toya, people would not be as like calm about it. But we are watching Toya do this. We're watching Toya do this.
If Toya is this mean to Eugene in front of people, I am afraid to think of what happens when we're not there.
To be honest, I feel like Toya is who she is behind the cameras and in front of the cameras. I feel like that's just what it is. Toya is behind the cameras, in front of the cameras. I no longer watch the show, but Toya does the same thing every season, but I think she's the least toxic of all these batches. Yes, I actually agree with you. Of all of them, I like Toya. And the reason I like Toya is because out of all of them, she's still the most authentic. She shows her life wrong, bad, indifferent. She gonna show everything. But then the rest of the people have things going on. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to show nothing. They want to act like everything is all good in the hood and ain't nothing wrong. You know, everything is perfect in their world. Yeah, it's very, very, very hard to see. I'm not gonna lie. It's very hard to see, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, you know, I know that they will squash it and they will be okay.
We got to give Eugene a signal. Let us know.
I had to write them doctor's
We got doctor's excuses. We can't participate.
Eugene, you think you so funny.
But what?
I can't lie, the doctor's thing is kind of funny though. It's kind of funny though. But I can understand from Toya's perspective. It's like I need people to participate and you're being part of the disruption. It's like, honey, I'm writing noisemakers list and you're part of the noisemakers and you're my man. I need you get you doing the right thing, right? So I feel like that's what it is. And it just set Toya off and Toya lost her ish. At least Eugene likes Toya, Dr. Jackie, unlike you and Curtis. Absolutely. Unlike all of them, they don't have partners that like them. The only person that seems to like his wife, despite everything and all the wife's antics, is Eugene. And that's why I feel like the men are always saying, or the women are always trying to like take digs at Eugene. You wish you had an Eugene. You wish you had a man that cared about you, that you could be running amok and being so silly and do stupid ish, and that man loves you, and that man sees where he was wrong. Because even with all of this, he saw how he was wrong in the sense that he shouldn't have been egging everything on and joking when she was so stressed about making this day perfect. A lot of men would not. They would be so stuck on the fact that oh, she's calling me out, she's coming at me like this. Craziness. Bajin says, I'm just listening as I've never watched it. Yes, no, that's cool.
We got doctors.
Let us know what you think when you watch it, by the way.
No, we got notes.
Doctors notes. Can the men please come on this side?
Eugene, it's like you're still making jokes and your wife is freaking serious, sir. Like, the doctor's notes is funny and all, but look at Scott. Scott's like, let me get up and move because Toya looked like she's about to lose her ish. But Eugene is still sitting. It's like, Eugene, seriously, dude, get up.
Thank you, Eugene. Can you be the leader of your house and lead your friends to this side?
Look at Eugene's face. Oof. I feel like Toya needs to change the way she talks to him because I think if she doesn't change, he may actually leave her in the end. Because this episode showed us that Eugene is not going to take that behavior for very much longer. So I'm gonna need you, Toya, baby. You need to sit up and listen, babes. You can't speak to that man anyhow. He loves on you. He takes care of you. Don't treat him like that. Look at Curtis shaking his head.
Oh my God.
Toya, no, baby, no. Oh, no, that's not nice.
Well, how other way do y'all express get them to get up?
Say daddy.
Like, how else do you expect me to get him to? And that's the thing. I feel like everybody right there. So Eugene gaslit Toya and everyone is blaming her. This is the thing. I don't think that Eugene did it intentionally. I think Eugene was just getting comfortable with the boys. He was laughing with the boys and getting, was being very playful with the boys and just was not doing what he needed to do to support her in that moment. He made it into a joke. And she was stressed out. Imagine you are carrying a whole setup, you want everything to be perfect, and your man isn't supporting you but being a distraction. So I definitely get where Toya is coming from. I just think that she took it too far. I also didn't like that it felt like the rest of the people were egging it on because it felt like the rest of the cast were like, ooh, oh, don't talk to shut up. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This is her husband. Stay out of grown folks' business. Stay out of their business. If you want to talk to them separately, you can have the conversation separately. Ooh. D says, shut the F up, Beverly. I completely agree. It's like, please shut up. There was no need for you to be getting involved. Stop egging this on. It's like now there's more conflict than there should be. D says, I think Eugene did it intentionally. Did he? Because he ended up looking crazy as well, because it's like Toya's talking to you like that and you're just there. So either way, it doesn't look good. So if he was trying to do it intentionally, it definitely ended up with egg on his face. Now, I do think that it may also be retaliation. You may be right. You may be onto something. Maybe it's retaliation for, yeah, maybe it's retaliation for, remember earlier in the episode, Toya and Eugene were speaking, and Eugene kind of felt like, what is the big deal about him working hours away? It's not really a big deal. He takes less shifts than he normally does when he's in town. So I think maybe Eugene was doing it as a fight back. But yeah, that's not right.
Right, you can do it in a nice way, or you can do it in a mean way.
I did it in a nice way first. I've been asking you for the last 30 minutes.
And we had a little joke where we had doctor's notes.
And it wasn't funny.
But you want to do that? We're not going to do that.
Funny.
We're not going to do that. I mean, that's...
I love the way Eugene was like, we're not going to do that. I like that he's at least speaking up for himself a little bit. It doesn't have to get too aggressive, but, you know, we're not going to do that. It's pretty clear. I think it needed to be said because, yeah, she was doing too much. I'm not going to lie. She was doing too much.
It's kind of funny. Some of them are funny. I sit my ass here all day long.
I tried. I'm not doing such a thing. I'm over for you. Look, I'm over it for you.
It's okay.
I have never seen anything like this before.
I've been married for, what, 18 years almost? I'll get over this.
Steve and I, we have our issues, but through nothing. In this group, it's going to come between me and my husband. Like, this is cringe.
Girl, please. How long have you been on the show for? You do not know that. You have not been on the show for that long to be opening your mouth bigot like that to say that. You don't know for a fact that nothing will come up in between y'all for you to be talking to your husband like that. You don't know that, Liam. You don't know that.
We ain't gonna start this in the new house, okay? This shit costs too much. The divorce gonna take too much money away from the house.
And then Heavenly had the cheek to talk about don't start this to divorce. Guys, people have arguments. That doesn't mean they're immediately going to get a divorce, for crying out loud. For crying out loud, Heavenly. Like, why did you have to take it there? And then she would be acting like she didn't know what she did. Like, shut up. You're speaking too much.
Don't get the house. No one's getting a divorce.
I love how Quiet was like, no one is getting a divorce, because nobody has mentioned divorce. Are they both on 10 right now? Yes.
They gonna stay together. They gonna stay together in this shit, okay?
Is this what you got to look forward to? Man, not
I get why Toya is stressed.
Exactly. Quiet is like, I get why Toya is stressed. Exactly. If you plan a whole event and your man is part of the distraction and the problem, you would be pissed too. Do I agree with the way she went about it? No. Do I think the way she spoke to him was out of order? Yes. Do I think it's kind of in line with how Toya naturally speaks to him? Yes. Do I think the fact that the rest of the people kept egging it on and they had so much to say pissed Eugene off? Yes. It's like normally, maybe someone is out here calling you like, oh, you stinker, and you don't see any issue with it. And then someone is like, how dare you call him a stinker? You know, and then everything is like egged on. And then you're like, ooh, I need to pipe up. Like, and I think that's it, because also people have made jokes like calling Eugene and Eugina, all that kind of stuff. So I think he's already on edge because, you know, people feel like Toya takes the piss out on him, you know? Just terrible.
I do get it.
That's why I'll never move in a woman's house.
What does that have to do with anything? Shut up, bro.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
All they want to sit around is drink and eat and watch ass walk by.
Play it.
But it's just not the point. That wasn't the game. And it's just like,
for a man, that's a good party.
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to me, but Toya, if you
don't try to be nice all now. You were just out there being embarrassing.
No, Toya said you were just being embarrassing. Like, honey, so were you. You both were embarrassing at this point.
What the did you just say?
Don't fucking cuss at me, because you don't want me to curse at you.
Oof. Brr. It definitely escalated, honey. It really escalated. Okay. Yeah, this is not aging well.
So this is just normal.
Yeah, that's how Toya talked to her man. She been talking to him like that.
What I said to you was, hey, can you please be a leader and lead the men?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Toya said there's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing. I get Toya is a very literal person. To her saying that has no connotations. But because they've called this man a Eugene, all of that kind of stuff, she needs to also understand that's where the guy is coming from. That's why he's very sensitive. Because I think that's the bit that doesn't seem to be very clear to her. She doesn't get why Eugene is upset.
You took that personal because you obviously don't feel like you are.
Oh my gosh. Toya baby. Toya was with the ish tonight.
The ladies next to you said it took it personal too.
The them bitches.
She's like, F them, bitch. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Not me almost cursing.
I don't give a what they think. They won't even have a real conversation with their husband.
Right.
Don't even know how to be who the they really are unless they're not around their husband. And you want to sit here and compare us? I need to go fix my makeup.
Please fix your makeup.
Ooh, oh my gosh. It was definitely very, very hard to watch. I can't lie to you. Yeah, it made me very uncomfortable. I hope that they can fix it. And I hope that Toya learns how to speak to that man in the future. I don't think it needs to get to that extent. Even if your man is wrong, I don't think it needs to get to that extent at all. I don't think there's any reason for it to get to the level of disrespect. Yeah, that's just craziness. Absolute bananas. And the fact that people like Heavenly felt like they could be putting their mouth in and instigating, I'm just like, girl, sit your A down. Sit your A down. Even Quad's man said something crazy. This man was talking about the walls of her vagina being too big or something like that. It's like, I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, what the hell? Like, why do you have men that embarrass you all like this? Because this is crazy. Let me show you something. I went on Quad's page, yeah, and I checked one of her, I believe it's the recent post. And oh, where is it? Oh, it's not coming up. That absolutely sucks. So I checked. Oh, let me see if I can get it from my phone. I did a screenshot. Y'all would be so proud of me. I did a screenshot because I was like, I'm not about to risk losing this. So let me see if I can get the screenshot to this laptop and then show y'all. Because I took the screenshot through my phone. And now I'm so glad I took the screenshot because now when I try to share the screen from the laptop, it's not showing. But let me get y'all the screenshot because this is good. Trust me. This is good. Best believe. This is good. Okay. I'm not sure how I can get this on Restream, but let me see how I can get this. Okay, let me try this. Let me see if I can get this. Oof, where at now? Okay, it's not coming up. There has to be another way to get it. Let me see if I can like add an image so I can show you all this because I can't be the only one to see this. So I went on, can you guys see it now? I went on Quad's page on my phone earlier, right? And I saw somebody make a comment saying, see, this whole episode made me cringe. I didn't like King's comments about y'all's IVF journey, he doesn't seem that excited about trying to have a baby. Contessa just seems sad in her marriage, and Simone seems like she's ready for that divorce. If she is, let her choose herself this time around, the way you got to when you left, the same way you got to when you left Greg. Look at that. Can you see what it says? Liked by who? Author. Who is the author of it? The person who made the post. Who is the person who made the post? Absolutely Quad. Guys, what does that mean? If Quad is liking a comment like that about her not liking the King's comments about the IVF, is there trouble in paradise? Are they still together? That's the question I have, because I'm like, I don't know anybody that will publicly like a comment like that. I don't know why anybody would like a comment like that if their man, if that person is still their man. So I don't really know. I may be wrong. Maybe it was because you know how sometimes you make a mistake, you may like something that you don't really like or something, but I don't know what it is. But it's definitely giving like, is there trouble in paradise between King and Quad? I guess my big thing would be like, Quad, at the end of the day, this man is clearly showing you he ain't that keen. So when is enough going to be enough? When would you decide that, you know what, maybe this man ain't keen on having a kid with me or having a kid in general? And then you decide whether or not you want to get yourself another person or a sperm donor. Right? So I guess that's a decision that she has to make for herself. But it's very sad that you are doing a journey with a man that doesn't seem as empathetic towards what you are going through. It's just very, very weird to me. So that is what I saw when I went to Quad's page. I saw that she liked the picture. I screenshot it, and I'm so glad I did, because going back on it, I couldn't really see it there, so I don't know if it's still there or something, but yeah, I did catch the screenshots where she liked that comment. So I definitely think like, it's a little bit suspicious, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely giving a little suspicious, because why are you going to like a comment like that if you're still with that man? So I don't know if they're still together. I don't know if y'all are in ATL, and whether you guys knew whether or not they're like that. But yeah, it's definitely given. It's all given very, very odd. I will say that it's very, very odd to me. Yeah, something ain't right. Let's just say that. I did scroll down a little bit on Quad's page as well to see if I would see King, but I did see the like an happy birthday post that she did of him in 2024. But I can't seem to see any other pictures of him in this. Let me see if I can find something else after the 2024 post that she made. I don't see any other post. I'm still going back. Let me see if I find any other post on her page that King is in. I just did a quick scan and I can't seem to see any other pictures. I think the only picture was when I think she was wishing him a happy birthday in 2024. I have not seen anything else where she posted him. Now, what I'm going to try to do is go over to his page. I don't even know what his page is, but I'm sure I can find it because I suspect she would have tagged him. Did she? Ooh, I don't think so. Hold on. Ooh, she did not seem... Huh. It's very weird. She tagged a lot of people. She tagged Cecil. She tagged Simone in the picture. That is very, very weird. Let me see. Is it because they were at the event? Oh, okay. I think it was a thank you everyone for coming. Okay, fine, fine. So I think she tagged all the people. Okay, now I see she tagged King. Okay, so let me see. I'm on King's page now. Let me share my screen with you all so that you guys can see the snooping that I am doing. Let me just get this on my screen. Okay, let me share this one and see if I can show y'all. Okay, so here is King's page. I don't see King with Quad. That is very interesting. Where is Quad? Where is Miss Quad? Miss Quad. I don't see no pictures. Okay, no pictures. I see pictures of him and his daughter. I see. Uh-oh. I see this picture. This was the only picture that I believe that Quad had as well on her thing. Yep, that was it. And so if we go on Quad's page as well, I feel like, let me see. So this is the one picture from 2024, October. If you go on Quad's page as well, it's just her, Heavenly, her friend Yandy, her and Yandy are tight, her, an angel, her and some other girls. I don't see no my man. I see her and Yandy. Okay, so you see no King in sight. Oh, so I guess her and Shamia are also tight. Interesting. I can definitely see that. You can imagine them being friends. They're probably both very exhausting. And then if you keep scrolling, so you see this is still 2025. You don't see him at all. You don't see him at all. Okay, I don't see him. Okay. Is this Phaedra? Oh, Quad. Oh, wow. That definitely looks like Phaedra for a second. Okay, still looking. Love this outfit. You see? You can barely see the man. Okay, so this is the same picture that we saw, same video that we saw. This was October 2024. That is it. So nothing else since then. So that is very, very odd. And then to see that she liked a picture like that is like, what is going on? There's something is going on. What Paradise? Quad is a fraud, and I believe she's paying that man to be with her. Oh my gosh. Imagine she is. That would be crazy. It's like, yeah, man, you can't be out here paying no ninja to be with you. And especially if you paid them to be with you, I would expect better behavior. I would expect Eugene type of behavior. You need to be kissing my feet, patiently doing what I need you to do and be supportive and sweet and all of that. So it's very odd that you're not doing all of that if I'm paying you. I would be so pissed if I'm paying you and that's the service that you're giving me. So no to that. I do wonder where things lie with her now and where she is. Like, is she still going to be going on with the IVF journey? Is she still going to be using his sperm? Like, these are the kind of questions I have, because it's definitely not given like they're still together. I may be wrong, but I don't know. The Instagram page is definitely not giving, there's some trouble in paradise, in my opinion. So we'll have to wait and see how things pan out. But yeah. Anyway, on that note, thank you everyone for joining tonight. There were so many stories that I have not covered, but I think we're now almost at the 2-hour mark and I am tired. But thank you so much everyone for joining in. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on all your notifications. The replay gang, thank you so much for listening, for joining. Please also hit that hype button. I know you guys know that there is a new button on YouTube that helps push out our videos for like other people to be able to find it. So if you hit that hype button, YouTube pushes our content a little bit more. So even for those that have joined, yes, please hit that hype button just to get the videos back into the algorithm. Let me just see what D is saying. Is she really on an IVF journey, or is she staying that for a storyline? This is the question, because I've seen people say, oh, that's a storyline, and she probably took that from the whole T and Dr. G. I do not know if that's for real. But I just feel like injecting yourself on camera for a storyline is crazy work. So I don't think, I would like to hope that she ain't going to go that far. Because it can never be that deep to me to go through that level of pain just for a storyline. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining. Thank you D, and thank you Bajan especially for being very active in the comments. Thank you to everyone else as well who was active in the comments, and everyone who listened and liked and engaged. Have a good night, Bajan. Have a good night, D, and have a wonderful night, everybody. I'll see you guys probably